Hey friends, so now I want to show you how to make a graph in your Google Sheets and transfer that information to a Google presentation. So here's my example from my class, and I'm going to pretend that now I've gone back and I've tallied up all these marks. I actually like to do it on the print form. It all depends on how your teacher has asked you to do it. But I've already done my tallying. So I've taken this information here and I have moved it to here. And I've just going to pretend that I've tallied it up. So now what I want to do is I want to take that and I want to move it, take that information, and I'm going to move it into my spreadsheet. You want to click on your first one in January, and I'm going to just start putting in some numbers. And let's say February, and we're going to do 12. And I'm going to probably show you that I'm going to have like a really big class here. And nobody born in June and July, maybe one person August. Let's do 10 people in September, 4 people there, 9, and let's do 3. And if you notice, my numbers are a little odd. I'm going to highlight them. And I'm going to go up here to numbers. And I'm going to change it. And then I'm going to go here because I want them all to be in the middle. So now I have my columns. What I want to do now, I want to start in the title, move over. I'm going to highlight all the information, and I'm going to go to my chart icon. It's going to say Insert a Chart. And it's going to open up. There it is. And right now, if you notice, it's given me a line chart. I do not want a line chart. So I'm going to drop down this. And I'm going to go down and I'm going to search for a bar graph. They call them column. And I'm going to just put a column in. And that's exactly what I want. And I'm going to close it. So there is mine. Now you could, if you want to, I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to go back to my chart. Another fun way to do it is to go down and do a pie chart. The only problem with the pie chart is that it is much harder to get your range, your mean, median, and mode from it. But they're kind of fun. I'm going to change this back then. You can also do a bar graph from the side if you prefer. I actually like the column one, so I'm going to move it back to the column. Just like that. And there's my bar graph. Now what I want to do is I want to move that to my presentation page. And here is where I'm going to be presenting it. And you'll notice it says to insert my graph picture here. Easiest way to do that is to go back to your graph, double tap, or I'm sorry, Control C, oops, and then Control V. It's going to ask me if I want to link or unlink. I go ahead and I link it. And I'm going to take this out and I'm going to move it up. And if you notice, it's covering some of my questions. So what I want to do is I want to make it a little bit smaller and move it around. The nice thing about having it linked, if you notice, is that you can go back and forth to your spreadsheet if you need to. Not sure why it's not doing that. I always do it up here. That way when it's time to do your mean, median, mode, and range, you have the numbers right there. The last thing that I want to do, you can keep it like this. What I want to do is I actually want to put a border around it. So I went up here to my border tools. I'm going to put a 4-point around, and there we go. And then after that, I'm going to take my data and I'm going to answer these questions. And I hope that helps. Thanks.